What we want is the collision detection code, so that when I have a ball, I can move the ball, and the ball, when it is collided with any cube, with this cube or any of the cube which is created, so what will happen, that the cube should be removed or destroyed. And if you don't move the ball, if I start the game now, so the code is creating a random cube after every 1 second at a different position. Okay, so that is a random position, and a ball is created after every one. So maybe 1 second is too much, okay, because we want to destroy all of these, but you can change that. So these are created but not destroyed. Okay, and I want to move my ball. Right now, if I move left or right, am I moving my ball or not? Let me check that. Okay, so if I click here and I move my screen, so nothing is happening because there is nothing moving. So on my script, there should be move script. Okay, and let's see what's in the move script. So in the move script, I have this thing that it is moving within the bounds. We already did that. Okay, and also with the space, it will be a jump. So we did discuss that the last week. So I will enable the move script on the sphere. This is my sphere. This is my move script. If I play it now, and I can move my script, but here when the ball touches, nothing is happening. Why is nothing happening? Because actually there is no collision. So we should add a collision. Okay, so for collision, we can have a new script which is better for learning. Otherwise, you can add it to existing thing. So we will add a thing which is known as new script, and it will be detecting the collision. Okay, so I will open this and detect collision. What it will do, we will have a method called y on collision enter, and this is it is okay, void on collision enter. This is a method, and this method is called when a collision enters. Okay, the collision means what? This is the object with which this will collide, so we will call it other object. Other object means that this code will be for one object. Okay, for example, it will be with my sphere, and for sphere, when this is executed, then the other object will be, let's say, cube, because the sphere will collide with the cube. Okay, so what we want to do, let's say I just want to first see if it works or not. So there is, just like in JavaScript, we have console.log, we have debug.log. And what is debug.log? It sends a message, and the message can be anything. Let's say collision. I have a message, collision. Okay, so whenever there is a collision, the only thing we are going to do is to print a message on the console. Okay, initially, because we will see if it works or not. We can also see this collision in the spawn manager. Okay, so whenever we call create cube, we can say that here is debug.log, and we say that cube created. This is a method. Okay, so let's test how does that work. Okay, debug.log, cube created. So I go to the game. Okay, and I will see in the window there is general, and I have the console, which is Control-Shift-C. So if I open the console, I can move my console in here. Okay, so this is my console. I can put it here with the game. Okay, so I will get console messages. Okay, so if I start, whenever a cube is created, the console will print a message. So as you see, there is a new cube. So it says, you see, cube created. So for every message, the cube created message will be there on the console. So this is good for debugging. Let's stop. Let me remove that because it was just for test purpose to show you that what is the console message. Now we want to see the console message when there is a collision. Okay, so whenever there will be a collision, we will see the console message. Okay, so if I do now, and is there a collision, we will see that is there any collision or not. Okay, so if I see here, there is no collision. Okay, although we are colliding. Okay, but why? The first thing is we have not attached the script. Okay, detect collision with anything. Okay, so we need to attach the script, this detecting collision with the sphere. Okay, so now if there is any collision, should it be or not? Let's see that. Okay, step by step, I'm doing it step by step. So first there was no script attached. Now I move. Okay, and if I see, well, it says collision. Okay, so I see here, and then there is a collision. Okay, so what do I do? That if, okay, this is within the small range. You see they are not coming out. Why? Because I extended this region. Initially it was small square. I improved that, so it should be not -5 -5. It should be -10 and 10. Okay, and similarly here it should be -10 and 10. Okay, and let me do it like this. So okay, so it will be at random x position between -10 10, random z position between -10 10, and y will be the same. And let's see that. Okay, let's check that. So we will have random cubes created at different positions. Okay, you can see. Okay, now 2 is 1 second is very quick. We can move it, let's say 2.5 seconds, just so that we don't have too many cubes. Okay, fluid. That's one thing. Second thing is that in the collision detection script, okay, what I want is that instead of having a debug.log, just debug.log, we can leave it like this. But we want to see that whenever there is a collision, we should destroy the other object. So destroy, because we know we use that destroy, and we want to destroy the other object with which it is collided. So just simple destroy other object. Okay, so is it working or not? Wait, can the collision change? Okay. Okay, dot game object. Yeah, it's like this. Okay, so the other object dot game object, we destroy it. And before this, when we were doing moving automatically, we said destroy game object, which is for the same object. Okay, there was no collision. We just do it in the update, and the condition is that if transform is less than -10, then destroy. Here we have the only condition that whenever there is collision. So whenever there is collision, this method will be called automatically by the Unity, and we are going to destroy the other dot game object. Okay, other object dot game object in this code. Okay, so let's start and see that if any game object is being destroyed or not. Oh, yeah, one thing, because this ball destroyed with this. Okay, it was destroyed with it was a collision with this, so this destroyed. Okay, and if you see here in the mesh collider, okay, yeah, we should not destroy that. How should we do that? Okay, there is one thing, we can have a check on that. Okay, so the mesh renderer, the plane mesh, okay, and what else we can do is that we need to have a check that if it touches with this object, then it should be destroyed. Okay, we need to check for this, if this. Okay, so how do we check for this one? There is something which is known as the tag. Here you can see there is something called a tag. Okay, So we should have the tag. Right now it is untagged, and we can have a tag. We want to add a tag so that we recognize it. Okay, so I create a new tag and I call this the cube tag. Remember this. Okay, I save this, and then this is cube 0 tag. If I click again on the cube, so there's untagged, and I will choose cube tag. Okay, so now my cube has a cube tag, and this is like a name to this. So instead of having this destroyed to any game object, we first see that if other object dot get no of dot game object dot tag, yeah, if dot tag, okay, equals cube tag. Okay, what I did here, I checked that if other objects tag is cube tag. So from other object, first I got the game object, then from the game object I got the tag, and I check if the tag is cube tag. So it means that we are going to check only for the cube tag. So if it is cube tag, then we will destroy the other object. Okay, and let's see if that works. I click on that. This sphere should, yeah, it has you know, collided with the plane, but it's not destroying. I destroy it, yeah, you can see. So this way I'm, oh, now it's not going there. Wow, well, interesting. And it will not go there either. You know why? Can anyone tell me the reason it's not going that way? Oh, it went this way. Why? Any idea? If I click again, okay, so this way, and it is not coming here, it's coming there, okay, but not on the left and right. So how do we check? Where do we check? Because it's in the move, so we should check the moves script, and we see here this thing, okay, that we have the boundaries for x. Okay, so instead of 4.5, we can make it 10 and minus 10. This is only in the x-axis. Okay, the z-axis we don't change, but as we discussed in the sorry, this is only here. Wait, it's greater than 10. Yeah, this is 10 and this is minus 10. Okay, this is not a good code. I will show you what the problem is, and we will try to improve that. Okay, so run, and now this is a small game in which I'm going to pick all of these very quickly, but because I have given the time to be minus 2.5, so this thing. Okay, now there's one thing. It can go, you see, until this point. Okay, this is minus 10. I'm just at the edge. Okay, I cannot go more. See in the game view, minus 10 is this, and let's say I can get all those points. And if I go to the right side, yeah, I cannot go to that because 10. But on this edge, I'm going down. Okay, now one thing we can improve in here is that 10, 10, and minus 10, etc. Okay, this is for all. So we can define a new variable, which is called range here. Okay, float range. Okay, and we will define this range to be 10, for example, because our you know, the square is 10 by 10 in every direction. So how do we do that? I will move this as range. If it is more than range, then keep it in the range. If it is less than minus range, then keep that in the minus range. And I can repeat the same thing. Sorry, I can repeat the same thing for z position. Okay, I can repeat the same thing, copy, and I will put it z and then range. Let me do it for one, the positive z or the negative one, no problem. So if the position dot z is less than this, then the x should remain same, because here we are going to change the check the Z only. So transform dot position dot X, it remains the same, but the Z will be what is minus range. So I will keep it into the minus range. Okay, so that is how I have it. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is my Z position and so on. Okay, let me check that. So my Z positive is on the right side. Okay, so it will go, which means that it will be destroyed, but on this side I have minus Z, so it's not going. Okay, you see it stops here. In this side I have the boundaries, so I have put my ball within the 3 boundaries, but not the other one. Okay, so this is how I have a simple game in which I destroy the objects, and then the remaining thing here is that we should have a score, or we should destroy this automatically. Now there is one thing. Let's say that we want to have a game in which this object is destroyed if you don't touch it within 5 seconds or 10 seconds. So that will be gone for you. Okay, so how do we destroy within that? Any idea? How can we destroy this object when we have this thing? Okay, we will see that next time, because I want to just discuss the exam. So I will stop the recording.